going on, guys? Sick of my face yet? Haven't been on in like an hour and a half. Anyway, my name is Lou. I'll be your host for the debut episode of the Bet Elevator. I have a co-host, and I'll explain the concept in a second, but first, let me bring him in. His name is Mike. He is on mute, not anymore.
I'm back.
And you can find him at the Couch Warrior Pod. Mike, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you very much, Lou. I'm hyped to be on here.
You want to tell the people anything about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My channel is the Couch Warrior Pod. I run my own YouTube channel too. Still in the beginning stages, but I do 2 shows every week. Regular UFC breakdowns. I do fantasy breakdowns, and yeah, you can find it on the Couch Warrior Pod, and my Twitter is the same.
So, Couch Warrior is a fellow, let's say, not a chalk better like I am. So, we thought this would be a fun concept. By the way, if you're spending your Friday night with us, thank you very much. If you could, if you haven't already, even though I see everybody in chat, I know you guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Go give Couch Warrior Pod a like and subscribe as well. His content's very good. It's very thorough. He allows you drink breaks in his video, which we don't do here on our channel. So the simple concept of this is we're going to go through the fights. We're not going to give a hardcore analysis. You guys have heard that all week. Probably don't need that. And we're going to one-up each other on bets that we like at higher and higher and higher odds until the other person taps out. The stipulation is whoever puts the highest odd bet, if I fold, he's got to make that bet. So we're not just jumping a round 3 sub for the underdog to get to 50-1. We're giving you bets that we are actually going to make. And I stand behind those all the time. That's why my ROI is not so good lately, because I'm firing on these bets. But with all that being said, you ready, my man?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Let's bring up the big board. So this does not look as big as I thought on here. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to switch this up because you have the odds in front of you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm just going to do, eventually, soon enough, we will be using our site for this. But let's go to the good old Tapology. We're starting out with a banger.
Oh my god.
Banger to debut the show. At Dean Barry and Mike. Dean Barry and Mike Jackson. You want to start this off? What bet do you like the most out of this absolute nonsense?
Well,
there we go. That's a little better.
Let's see. Looking at it now, I mean, I've been eyeing the over 1.5 all week long. Still haven't pulled the trigger because I really don't know how Jackson's going to look, but I'll do that one for now. Over 1.5.
And what do you have the odds at for that?
I'm seeing -109 for Bet Online, so I have access to that.
Okay, you're at -109. I am going to raise and go up a little bit, and I'm just going to tell you right now how much I hate this bet. But I cannot, no matter what I tell myself, I can't get off this, and that's the Barry round 1 KO. It's +140. And like, again, I don't want to get like hyper too much like analysis here, but like, my God, man, it's Mike Jackson, and like, he doesn't know how to fight. Like, he's not a pro fighter. Dean Barry, at least, is like a licensed pro fighter. I have to go with the guy. They had to have made this fight for a reason to showcase him. So I'm at +140. Can you top it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna top you by a lot in a sec. The way I'm looking at it is, so Barry's been submitted 1 time by a guy who's never submitted anyone before or after again. And you know, Jackson's not exactly a sub guy either, but I feel like it's worth a shot. So I'm going to be looking at Jackson by submission. I actually already played it. I played it at +3,500.
+35?
Yeah, wow. Man, +35. It's pretty crazy. It's just 0.1 unit to win 3.5 units. So I'll take it.
Well, I'm not topping that. So Jackson sub. And by the way, now by the rules of our game, I don't have to play these bets. It doesn't mean I'm not playing these bets.
I've already played it.
I see +3,500. I don't know if I can resist it, but all right. Jackson sub +3,500 is the highest we're willing to go on this fight. We are, I mean, that I could not have asked for a better start than that. And then somehow our next fight is slightly better. We're moving on to Prochnio and Felipe Lanz. I'll let you start. I'll start this one off. You had the last one. Let's start with the easy one just to set the tone here. I'm going to play that the fight doesn't start the 3rd round. You know, Lanz's questionable ability since he won the $1 million in the PFL. I think it's actually possible he might have been on steroids over there
Definitely.
because now he can't make heavyweight. And Prochnow, like, doesn't have this golden chin all of a sudden. So I think somebody's going out. I think somebody's going out pretty quick, but it could be a little slow at first since I think Lanz is fighting for his job. I think 0-3, and he's probably going to get cut if he loses. So I'll start off with a nice, simple -135. Fight doesn't hit the third round. You're up.
That's pretty good. I'm looking. All right. I was looking at either fighter wins by KO, but that's not better than yours. Might play that though. But
by -1. Oh, the KO props are better than -135.
Yeah,
because you're about to steal my thunder, I think here.
Yeah, I mean, so I already played this too. I played +310 Lanz by KO. I do think he chin checks Marcin Prochnow. And he looked pretty damn good during the weigh-ins today. We were just talking before this about how weigh-ins could be a bit of a lie, but I thought he looked really good. And
well, I can't let you win 2 in a row. So I'm gonna top you a little bit here, and I'm gonna go with the round prop with it. I'm gonna take Lanz round 2 at plus KO +900. I do think it's a little bit of a slow start. I think again, Lanz now really fighting for his job. I could see him easing into it, but it's only a matter of time before he hits Prochnow. Lanz may have to tag him more than once, in all fairness, but I think it's only a matter of time. And Lanz, I mean, I don't really trust his grappling. This has got to be just a stand-up affair, but I do think it's only a matter of time. So I'm going to go round 2 at +900. I try to avoid round 1. I try to avoid round 1 props as much as I possibly can because I just don't think they give you really good equity. But
I'm a big round 3 guy.
So are you going to go better than +900, or are we good?
No, I think I'm gonna have to tap out.
All right.
I'll be playing that with you though.
I'm going with Lanz round 2 KO. Plus, so just so the people that are watching this know, if I come back next week and I'm like, I have no bankroll, the show's maybe the reason why I have no bankroll. But I'm having a good time with it. All right, so here's here's a fight I really like. And I can't explain why I really like this, but we got Preston Parsons against Evan Elder. The narrative, obviously, Evan Elder coming in on a few days' notice. Parsons was supposed to face Louis Koske, who I don't really know what to make of Koske, to be completely honest. I don't know if he's UFC caliber, but I know that he was scheduled for the fight and he got sick, and now here we are. So Elder, undefeated, not real huge competition to speak of. Why don't you lead us off with this one? What do you got?
Sure. This one's interesting. I actually feel like Elder's not that different of a matchup from Kosse, except I don't think he's going to wrestle. But I was looking at this and I found a spot I really like so far. Where is it? Right there. Yeah. So Parsons by submission +225. I like that one. He's got 9 of 12 of his wins by sub. So I feel like that's a nice spot.
Well, we're going to be boring because I'm right there with you. The only thing I did different, I'm just going to go against everything I said for the last fight. And I like Parsons round 1 sub. As much as I don't like the round 1 prop usually, I've seen Elder's tape, like even against guys that I don't think are like, they're barely good regional. They're like 0-2, 1-3 on the regionals. He was getting taken down. Even though Parsons got knocked out by D-Rod, he was going for takedowns first couple minutes. I think D-Rod's good. Like, I value him. So I think he did his best. D-Rod has good takedown defense. He couldn't get it done. But you give me a guy on short notice that I don't think has good takedown defense, and it might just take one. I feel in this case, I can't tell if Elder has a good get-up game. There's just not enough tape. So I think if he gets him down once, it's over. Round 1 subs +380.
I was about to ask you, what is that?
It's +380. I mean, unless you're going a different round, I think.
That's it. I'm tapping out too. You win this one.
Yeah, and not only that, but like this is the kind of fight where maybe playing a prop like that's ridiculous isn't the greatest move in the world. But
yeah, too little information on the two.
And I'll recap all these plays at the end of the show for everybody.
Oh, that's a good idea.
He has them, but yeah, that's why I'm writing them down because I'm old and old people write things down. I don't use these computers.
Me too, man.
All right, another interesting fight, and this one is strangely not divisive among the community, but I think it's divisive. Period, because there's so many question marks. We have, as Bird MMA would say, or Richie Lang, correct pronunciation, against Cameron ElSay. That's also how he said it. So now I know it's correct. I'll lead us off on this one. I want to say that, like, again, a lot of the community is on a Richie Lang, and it seems like they're on him because they don't like ElSay. They don't favor his talent. They don't think he's really good anywhere. And more importantly, they don't like his cardio. But Richie Lang's 0-2, and he lost to Durden, and I didn't think he looked particularly good in that fight at all. I thought he was kind of mediocre. So I think it's a violent spot. For me, it's either an early stoppage by ElSay or Richie Lang's going to get him out of there. I'm once again going to go to my favorite. Fight doesn't start the third round. It's minus 135. I'd kind of be surprised if ElSay could even stand at that point.
That's a good one.
It's not bad for what I think is, and it's a desperation spot. I don't know that a Richie Lang is in danger of getting cut at 0-2, but it's better, especially in this weight class. And he's moving up a weight class, by the way. So you see this a lot. Like, guy loses 2 fights, they change. So this is his first spot at 135. It's another interesting facet, although he's cut. Like, I don't even know how he made 125 looking at him. But,
that's what I was thinking.
So,
he's pretty big for that weight class.
Oh, he's jacked. So I'll start the bidding at minus 135. What do you got?
Let's see.
I made it easy for. I put it on a plate for you with the one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to pass that. I mean, I was looking at Richie Lang round 2 plus 500. I don't hate that.
Oh, man.
To be honest, I'm on the side of I think Richie Lang's gonna win this. I don't feel like ElSay, like, he's not like Durden, like he doesn't take anybody down, even though subs are his game. So
they're like accidental subs. Like, he falls into them.
Yeah, kind of like Mackenzie Dern. She never takes anyone down either.
Right, but she ends up. Yeah, it's amazing.
Still hits them every time.
Great jujitsu.
So round 2 for me.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, so we do like a company round robin at the MMA Engine. Like, the 4 of us all make a pick, and Wheezy and I both picked this exact prop that you just picked. We both went a Richie Lang round 2. He is like all about this. He thinks he's only worried he doesn't get him out in the first. But I'm with you, man. I think ElSay could win round 1, but I'm not like super impressed with his skill set. I think if a Richie Lang can weather the storm, it's going to be slim pickings. It's going to be easy pickings in the second. So I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to go Richie Lang round 2. I'm not playing KO or sub here. I'm with you. Like, I'm just going to stick with the 5-1. My book has it at 475, but most of the books I've seen, I think FanDuel might even have it at 550.
Yeah, FanDuel's been pretty good with it.
Well, that's because they're begging for us to come back. They're like, please use our sports book. We would really appreciate it. I mean, look, it's crazy the disparity of the odds just them and DraftKings have. DraftKings, I mean, it's like, you can lose 100 points in value there. But all right, now we have everybody's favorite. On any other card, you could say this is the worst fighter on the card. I'm not certain we can say it on this card.
Nope.
And that would be the legendary Ike Villanueva. The legend. Going against Tyson Pedro, we have not seen him in a very, very, very long time. I don't think there's an argument about the skill set advantage here. And Mike, why don't you start us off, man?
Sure. I'll start light. Where is he? Pedro by sub is a look that I've been looking at. Plus 180 on DraftKings, plus 190 on FanDuel. I mean, Bet Rivers, not FanDuel. That's not bad. I kind of like that.
Okay, so one of the big things I've seen, and look, we're getting this a lot with some of these juice lines, is the round 1 prop. And again, as much as I say I don't like round 1 props, Ike is so bad, and like I just can't see him getting out of there. And the question is, what do we get from Tyson Pedro? Is he tentative at first? Like, long layoff, like coming off like a very bad injury, bad surgery. Like, we just don't really know. What I do know is he's a really good grappler, especially at this weight class. Ike's never been subbed. He just gets knocked out. Like, he doesn't have time to get subbed because he's too busy getting knocked out. But this is another example to me, like the Parsons fight, where I think if Pedro gets him down once, he's either tapping him or he's getting a ground and pound. The round 1 sub is plus 240, and I couldn't pass that up because I think that, like I said, the ground and pound, the ground and pound is in play. So is the club and sub, or so is just taking him down and getting his back. And I could just see Pedro wrapping him up. Ike has no defense. I mean, unless Ike has some like amazing wrestling defense we haven't seen, he's going to be susceptible to whatever. He's going to be susceptible. Right, exactly. From Iowa. But so that's at plus 240, and that's kind of what I'm eyeing up. Is there anything you like better than that?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you now. I brought this one up to you before. This is another one of my 0.1 unit plays, but I played Ike by KO in round 1 for plus 2,000.
Is this because of the layoff, or are you just like,
Yeah, I mean it's
or is it just
mostly
the
a hedge.
odds justify the bet?
It's mostly a hedge because I have Pedro parlayed already. So I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, I'm a little nervous about Ike's boxing. We haven't seen Pedro in a minute. So it's one of my little weird hedges, but plus
Ike
2,000.
round 1. Well, I can tell you for a fact, I am not topping you on that. You can have Ike round 1 KO at 2,000. That is all yours. That's funny. Now, like, it's one of those things where like I don't want to lose my bet, but if it happens, it's hard not to laugh that happens. Like, and like I'd love to see Ike, man. Like, why not? Here we go. This is
Oh,
yeah.
God, snoozer.
I definitely know somebody that makes these kind of bets, and that would be Clint over at the Die Hard. I'm not even sure Clint would make this bet, from being honest, Robert. I'm not sure Clint
might be too degenerate for Clint.
I'll tell you what, and I said this with all due respect, because like I love Clint. It depends on how much fireball Clint's had in the night. If Clint's like 6 shots deep and he's down a little bit, I could see him totally firing on Ike round 1 KO to be like, we're getting back the get back spot, like right now. Like over 6.5 shots of fireball, he's betting Ike. So one of the weirder fights on the card in terms of, at least with this one, I understand the matchmaking and that they're kind of mirror images of each other. But another fighter, like coming off like an almost 3-year layoff, and another guy named the Body Snatcher. We have 3 people named the Body Snatcher fighting in an 8-day span. You know, we just had Ronson, we have Dwight Grant, and we have Dylan White fighting Tyson Fury before this event. It's crazy that we're getting so many of these guys. Like what happened to names like Hot Sauce and Cowboy? Like, how did we get the Body Snatcher like 3 times in a row? But I think this one is my turn. I will lead this one off. I mean, I like fight does. I feel like fight goes the distance. These are not finishers. I know Grant looks like $1 million, but just not a lot of knockouts. You know, not a lot of finishes. And this is going to play on another bet that I like later. But I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. I'm going to put a decision. Goes decision at plus 110. Kondasco, I mean, his level of competition is really kind of weak, and we haven't seen him in a while, so probably going to be some cage rust there. But even so, he's not like some notorious finisher. So probably going to be a boring stand-up battle. What do you got, man?
So what did you take? Fight goes?
Fight goes at plus 110.
Plus 110's fight doesn't go.
I have it. Okay, DraftKings has it. Oh, that's right. I was looking at it the wrong way. Sorry. I have minus 150. Well, even better. So there you go. Minus 150 is what I'm starting with.
All right. Well, I think I might beat you again, but
I hope so.
I've been looking at either fighter wins by split or majority decision for plus 500. Fairly easy reasoning. Dwight's been to what, four splits every time he goes to
3 out of his
decision?
last 4, I believe.
Absolutely ridiculous. And neither of these guys throws anything. They're just going to be standing there for the most part. It's going to be a hard fight to judge, I think. So I do like the plus 500. Only issue is I don't have that available in New York yet. So,
well, you, sir, must have listened to my earlier show, because this is one of my favorite bets on the card.
no way.
I don't care who wins, and all you want to hear is, by the way, we didn't know these bets, so this is awesome. All you want to hear is Sal Diamato scores it. You're like, done. I win.
Adelaide Bird works too.
Perfect. Yeah, get them all in there. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, Leaf. I mean, it's going to be like a weird striking. It's going to be a slow paced striking battle, and this is going to be ugly. And I think usually the fight goes to a splits, usually between like plus 350 and 450 for most fights. So I like that it was a little higher than usual. So I'm 1,000,000% with you there on a plus 500 poke, man. And we're cruising by these, man. This is great. Let's move on to another interesting divisive fight for this card. The community, this is be Jordan Wright against Marc-Andre Barriault. A lot of the community is on the Barriault side. I understand why. I think there's a recency bias with the line. I mean, if Barriault doesn't get knocked out, we're never getting this fight to begin with. Let's be honest. And I think Barrialt might have been lined at like minus 350.
For
Had he
sure.
not been even a decision loss, I think he might have been. But here we are. So we can only work with what we got. Start us off. This is your start here.
You know,
There's a
I
lot
thought,
of ways. This is an interesting one. A lot of ways to play this fun.
for sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was surprised at weigh-ins because I thought that Wright was going to be a good amount taller than Barrialt, and he wasn't. He wasn't that much taller. I mean, I feel like the entire planet's on this one. Wright round 1 KO plus 700. I mean, I feel like literally everybody's on that. So sorry to start it up so high up, but
it was 10-1 earlier
missed
in the
that
week.
one. Yep.
Yeah, so I can't beat that, but it's funny because really this looks like Barrialt round 2 or Wright round 1. Yeah, I mean, I think what Wright round 1 you have to. The only thing that really worries me here, excuse me, dying over. The only thing that really worries me here, obviously the Barrialt coming off a 2-month, turnaround is quick. That worries me, but I just don't know what to make of Jordan Wright. I mean, everybody's like, oh, he sucks. He's the worst. I mean, you look at the guys that are knocking him out. Like Bruno Silva's no joke, man. That's a huge step up in competition. And then he's knocking out Jamie Pickett, which, like I said before, only 6 other people have beaten Jamie Pickett. So, rarefied air to beat Jamie Pickett. So he's beating the guy, and he beat Ike Villanueva. So he's beating the guys he should, and he's getting clobbered by the guys that he should lose to. So it depends, because a lot of people that I've heard all week were like, well, I've never been high on Barrialt, are very high on Barrialt right now. Like his skill set changed. So the round 1 KO is very live. I thought about getting cute and doing a round 1 sub, like club and sub.
That's right.
I did. I thought about it, but I mean, honestly, this could be the kind of situation where they call for the bell while Barrialt's on the way to the ground. I do think Barrialt's the side. I can't get away from the 7-1, and I have it's plus 650, but I'm gonna put it down as plus 700 on your book. I think it's the most fun way to play it for sure.
For
I don't
sure.
think we can argue about that.
Yeah, I mean, for Barrialt, like there was no way I was playing him money line at this price. One prop I was looking at to start this off, but then I went with Wright was final rounder decision is plus 180 for Barrialt. If you like him, I feel like that's a solid spot.
Yeah,
I feel like
go ahead.
I just feel like we get so like we're so used to Wright only going through round 1 or like beginning of round 2. I feel like every fight's different. So is it possible for Wright to make it out of round 2? Yeah, I think it's possible. And round 3, then I think he's going to be beat. So then I think Barrialt can either get the decision or finish him in round 3.
On a side note, even though it doesn't have odds on the board, there is a bet this weekend that's very interesting, and that's Jordan Wright by decision. And the reason it's interesting is friend of the show, DFS by the numbers, Brady, has publicly stated he is going to shave his own ass on air if Wright wins by decision. So if you're going to lose your bets, that's the way I want to lose my bet. I want to see a Wright decision. I know.
What are the odds on that?
I don't. Right decision
plus 650.
No.
Yeah, it's
really
650. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy that his decision prop is the same as his round 1 prop.
That is pretty nuts.
That's crazy. Well, I would think that would have been like plus 2,000 to be honest.
Yeah, because honestly, how does he win a decision?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna look that other thing. I was gonna look up split decision just to be goofy, but anyway, moving on, man. Flying through this card, it's great. We know everybody's. By the way, 16 got live viewers on a debut. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We appreciate it. Mike's making his debut on the channel. This is only my second show of the day. Only my second show of the day. This is, easy. This is easy work compared to last week when I was an idiot and I did 3 of them. I don't know why. I'm having a good time, and we're trying to thank you guys for joining us on a Friday night. Like, we're getting you out of here so you can go watch the Lambo show or have a couple of beers or do whatever nonsense gets you arrested. Like, we're about fun here at the MMA Engine. So moving on, Charles Jourdain, Lando Venata, another very divisive fight. The one thing I think we can guarantee is this is going to be a lot of fun with these two. And this is my turn to start. So I am going to cop out and take a very easy one. I'm going to start with Venata Jourdain. Goes the distance. Yes, it's terrifying. It is a terrifying bet to make. It is minus 165, but Jourdain's had really good durability. And Jourdain, for all his craziness, is not an elite finisher at this level. He's had, like, since he's gotten here, he didn't put away Ewell. And I had Jourdain round 3 in that fight. I was losing my mind. Maybe a different ref when he calls it, or maybe just like 10 more seconds. And Venata did not look great on the scale today, as Robert's pointing out. Now look, we've talked about this like a couple of times last, like Drakkar Klose did not look good in the scale. I'm going to have to go back and look at what Venata looked like at the ceremonials, like to see if he had hydrated well. He didn't look great. He looked like Moby, like the DJ. You know what I'm talking about? The musician.
Nope.
Oh, I don't really know if he's around anymore, but like if you look up Moby, he's like a DJ. He had like one big song. He's all right, but he kind of looks like Moby, and it's weird.
I'm weak.
He definitely looked. He definitely looked. Oh, right there you go. So he definitely looked like, a little emaciated. He looked like I think Dan Levy called him the machinist, like Christian Bale, but he still looked cut. I mean, he looked a little weathered, but he still looked really cut. And this is his second fight at this class. So, and he had COVID not too long ago. I believe it was about 2 months ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. But he said he had like a really mild case. Like he said it wasn't too bad. I remember, because anytime I see it now, I'm like, well, like I'll try to look at like who else is in that fight camp. Like, I want to know like the gyms that are like having exposure to it. It's just another little tidbit we can find. But so I started off with minus 165 that it goes distance. I like their durability. And also these guys, again, both guys are not known for having huge finishability. Do you just want to go to the bet that this is the one bet we know we're both making, and skip through all this? You want to just do it?
Yeah, I think we probably should. We're both on the draw plus 6,600.
Tell them why.
I mean, how could you not? You got Venata, who's been to 2 draws already. You got Jourdain, who's going to probably 10-8 him in round 3. So you just need Venata to hit round 1 and 2. Then you need Jourdain to go crazy like Jourdain does. And you got the
Jourdain. Yeah, I mean, and like typically when I look at these, I look for like, is there a point deduction possibility? Because like that's always a big swing here.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, the narrative is you're kind of looking for Venata. Look, he averages 1.1 takedowns a fight. People are talking about his like huge takedown upside here. And also there's because Julian Rosa was taking down Jourdain, but one takedown a round might steal it. He might steal close rounds like that. And then Jourdain's corner is going to tell him like, hey, bro, you need to finish. Like you're down to zip. And it comes out there like a madman. And we'll see if the wrestling takes something out of Venata. I mean, we think this is the fight script, but yeah, I mean, I'm on the Venata side. Like I'm gonna have a bet on Venata, but it's hard not to play the tickle on this. And like if the draw hits, you get your Venata bet back. So like
and
it's
more
perfect. Like,
and more.
Right. So we're playing the draw, man. We're we are yeah, like I knew a lot of girls that just thought he was like the sexiest thing. I knew a lot of really fucked up people though. Like they were like, oh man, he's like, and I like a bartender I knew looked like him, and I'm like, yeah, this is weird, man. You guys are into some weird shit, man. But moving right along, we are on the fight of the century. One that if you watch Tuesday night's Balls Deep Breakdown on Wheezy's channel, this wasn't the ass shaving of the night. This was the ass shaving of the year, and we're in April. And this is what Wheezy has decided to call Alexander Romanov against the Vanilla Gorilla back again for the third time. Much like psoriasis, we cannot get rid of him. Chase Sherman. This is yours to start off. I have a feeling. I mean, look, guys, if you're going to take the Romanov side, it's hard to find value. So I'm probably not suggesting taking any of our bets for this one, but this may go one and done. If you pull anything, I may quit.
Nah, I mean, I won't lie. Once Sherman by KO comes out, I'm definitely going to throw something at that. It's not out yet, though, so I'm not sure yet. But honestly, normal odds-wise, Romanov by submission, minus 115 on what is this? Caesars. I don't hate it. we just saw Jake Collier submit Chase Sherman like he was like some kind of like Brazilian champion, and it was just ridiculous. So I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like Romanov is like crazy with his BJJ either. He does like the weird forearm chokes and stuff. He uses his weight, but I don't hate it.
So the caveman, the answer is yes. This is his third time back. He was cut last week. And he's really confusing the UFC like roster watch Twitter account that he keeps getting added and removed. But yeah, they just needed someone to take the fight, and Chase Sherman got a 4-fight deal out of this, which is like incredible.
That's
like,
part of why I think he gets washed here. I feel like he just took this because he knew, like, all right, I'll get this over with, and then I got my contract.
Do you blame him? I mean,
no, of course not.
So there's a couple of ways you could go here, but I'm going to throw a wrench. We don't have it yet. So yeah, it's the problem is a lot of these props are out, but I am going to take a peek at whatever the first minute finish is on DraftKings. Now, typically a first minute finish is like,
it's plus 350 on Bet Rivers.
Oh my God, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's not even playable. Wow.
That's crazy.
And you took what, the 115 sub?
What's up? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
His sub prop is minus 115. That can't be right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Is it round one?
No.
Is it round one?
No, believe it or not, it's not. The round one sub's not even out yet.
Hold on, I got it. Sorry, this one I have to check because if this is,
and you know it's weird because Romanov wins in round one is minus 200, but by sub it's minus 115.
Son of a bitch, it is 115. Wow. I mean, I'm not topping that because that is, wow, I had not even seen it was like that reasonable. How else do you, there's no other way to, I mean, round one sub when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do like a unit on this and a half unit on that.
Okay, so we have an undetermined amount on the round one sub, unless you want to give me a Sherman play.
I mean, like I said, I will be playing Sherman round 3 KO probably for like a 0.1 unit. Like I said, I like to hedge these kinds of spots, and that's how I do it. But yeah, that's not really. I'm not going to.
I'm just going to write down the round one sub. By the way, it is our first show. I don't want people being like they won nothing.
Let's stick to that. Yeah, round one sub.
Romanov round one sub minus 115. I mean, we're agreeing a lot. I don't typically like that, and my girlfriend would tell you it's almost impossible to agree with me.
It's hard to find some good spots out here this week.
All right. Well, we're going to end with a couple of divisive fights, I think. So Macie Barber and Montana De La Rosa. I know I have one I like. I'll lead off. I'm gonna take a really simple one to start. I know Weezy and I are on different ends of this. I know Monk and I are on different ends of this. I'm on an island with this one, apparently. I like Macie Barber here. Yeah, she's a parlay piece, and I'm starting off easy. She's minus 180 to 190, depending on where you're looking. I just think she's stronger. I think De La Rosa is going to struggle to take her down. I think De La Rosa is going to tire herself out. And I like Barber's cardio as the fights go on. She looked great against Maverick in the third round. No, I do not think she won that fight, but I thought her cardio held up really well. So just throwing you a softball. We'll start at minus 190 with Barber. Please top that easily.
Well, first I'm going to apologize to the viewers because I'm with you on that island. Not to be boring, but I'm also on Barber. I took her at minus 188 and it's better now, so that sucks, but oh well. So yeah, I mean, I will go higher. I'm looking at the Barber KO prop plus 380 on FanDuel. I don't hate it at all. She hits really fucking hard. And De La Rosa is, I think she's going to grapple as much as she can here, but her striking kind of sucks. Her striking defense is not great. So I don't hate the KO prop for plus 380.
You know what I like better than that? The round 3 KO at plus 1,500. And that's what I'm playing because I think it is only a matter of time before she gets her out of there. And it could happen in one of two ways. If De La Rosa does have some success early, I think the second round will start turning around. It's 1-1 going in third. And we get like Barber coming out like a maniac, knowing maybe she has to get a finish or maybe just put a stamp on it. The other thing is De La Rosa has no success on the ground, and Barber just chips away and chips away and chips away until she gets her out of there. De La Rosa has not been finished often in her career, but she's not fighting this kind of level of competition. I mean, it depends on where you rate Barber. I realize that Barber could be on a 3-fight losing streak right now. I understand that. Like, I don't think she won the last fight. But she also had a freak injury against Roxy. Like, and I love Roxy. It's kind of a weird situation. But I think Barber has her beat. I don't think Barber hasn't faced a lot of takedowns, and that's the one knock here. She only faced 2 takedowns in her career. But I think physically she is so much stronger. And And I just think, and her striking, the difference between her striking and De La Rosa's is going to be better than the grappling disparity. So I think Barber gets her out of there. I almost did round 2, but I got a little greedy here. And I already have a bet on the Barber round 3 KO. So that's 15-1. Unless you're going to play De La Rosa or a draw.
Nah, you win this one. You definitely win this one. But my one thing is that I'm worried about is like Mayra Bueno Silva couldn't put her out over 3 rounds, and I feel like she probably hits harder than Barber does.
She hits like she's clubbing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think Barber is better technique. I think she's more precise, but I'm with you. Like, but I also want to see if De La Rosa really like. I mean, this is also a decent live bet spot. If De La Rosa has success early, but isn't doing any damage, it could be an interesting like spot to pivot. But I don't know. We shall see. Well, we have.
Did we just lose him? Wow, my first time on the show and I end up by myself, huh?
I'm back. I'm still learning this thing, you know? All right. Sorry about that, guys. This is, it's bound to happen. I hit the wrong tab. All right. So, and we'll go to that view. And I still put up the wrong one. All right. It's late. All right. The co-main event, Clay Guida against Claudio Puelles or Pujols, however you'd like to pronounce it.
Puelles.
Puelles. It's about even money. Even the DraftKings, I think it's 82 8,000 matchup. Very even. You want to start us off with this one?
Yeah, I feel like this is the most divisive one on the whole card, probably. I'll start easy. I have a play on Claudio Puelles money line. I had him better odds, but plus 101 still works for me.
Yeah, I went back and forth this one, and like I will say that I like the Guida side from a personal standpoint. That it's hard not to root for Clay Guida. I think that the narrative's overblown about him getting subbed every time he dives in. I mean, he's getting subbed by like world-class guys. I mean, Jim Miller is still a stud. He lost Oliveira. Like, all right, fine. But that being said, I can't get off the fact that the sub prop for Puelles is plus 400. I think, and I said this earlier today, I think if this goes to a decision, he loses. I don't think he wins decision. Unless it's like him having top control for 2 rounds, which I can't see. I don't think he's better on the feet. I don't. I think Guida's the more active guy. He's got the cardio, but if Puelles has one advantage, it's that sub game is he's got some slick subs, got a slick guillotine, and he could catch him. And I can't get over the 4-1 here. I think it should be less for the fact that that's his winning condition.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm with you there.
You got a round prop you want to add to it, or?
Nah, I don't like any round props here. It's not like you can depend on Guida tiring out because he just doesn't. So, I mean, it'll probably be harder to sub him in round 2 and 3 when they're all sweaty and stuff. And Puelles is probably a little more tired, but I'm not going to be playing round 1 sub.
I know that Monk, so Monk is more focused on the DFS end than the gambling end. And Monk was like, in our meeting, was like, we're doing the bet, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you must have something. He's like, Puelles round 2 sub. I was like, wow, he is so confident that, like, you hear somebody so confident, you're like, kind of interesting.
What's the reasoning there? What do you say?
That's his gut feeling. And, and Monk's weirdly right about these, like, gut feelings. And Robert
plus 1,500, plus 1,400.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the sub, but just the sub prop in general. But, let's not forget, Guida was getting murdered last fight. That first round, I mean, look, I'm talking about the Jourdain fight, but a different ref. That's a stoppage.
For sure.
And then Santos just, I don't know, he just burned himself out. I mean,
he did what Santos does. He did the same thing. And remember what was that? Bogatov fight. Remember that guy?
Yeah, he, he looked really good. Like, I don't know why they gave Guida. Maybe they just gave him respect, being a vet. But that brings us to our main event of the evening. Amanda Lemos, Jessica Andrade. Andrade is, according to this, minus 210, but it was a little lower than that the last I looked. So she is.
Yeah, it's really high.
Actually, it's gone to 220 now. Okay, so it has moved a little bit. I guess I'll start this one off. I think it's my turn. It's 12th fight. Sure. I'll keep this the first one simple. I think I like the under 4.5. It's minus 175. I think under 3.5 is the set line and it's like minus 120, but I bought it up a little bit. I mean, I could have gone fight doesn't go, but short and sweet. I mean, it seems like it's Lemos. The simple explanation is it's Lemos earlier, it's Andrade later. I'm personally on the Andrade side, as you'll find out maybe soon enough.
So am I.
But I like the under. I like the under 4.5 minus 175. I just and it gives you the backup if Lemos does catch her early, which I don't think she will, but we shall see.
Here's what I'm looking at. I was also looking at the unders and the fight doesn't go, but then I saw this one. Where is it? Yeah, fight ends by KO is minus 110.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't think either of these ladies is going to get a submission here, so I feel like
I think Lemos does have one on her record, but I think it was like really early in her career on the regional scene, and I don't see her even attempting the submission route here. So I'm gonna go a little higher than that. I'm gonna go to the round props here, but I'm gonna do it a little differently. Now, I feel like I've made this bet on every single main event in this calendar year. I swear I have. However, whenever I see a total of 3.5 in a main event, I always look to the round 3, round 4 combo play because there's a reason that number's set the way it is. But this is also the kind of fight where if you think Andrade takes a little bit to get going to weather the storm and just tires her out, then I like that round 3, round 4 combo. I have it at 7-1. Now, I don't know. Now, FanDuel does groupings. This is DraftKings. DraftKings actually has like a separate bet. I think with FanDuel, you add them both, and they let you do like round 4, round 5, round 2, round 3. Like they let you do any back-to-back rounds. But I like the round 3, round 4 play. I just think that's the timing of when Andrade gets done. If it gets out of the 4th, she's probably not finished. I mean, unless she's probably not getting a 5th round finish. If you wanted to take round 5, I don't hate it. What's that?
Are you doing Andrade in round 3 and 4, or just in general fight ends in round 3 or 4?
Andrade round 3, round 4. I don't think Lemos's power carries decently. Even when she's tired, she still hits like a brick. I mean, she was hitting Angela Hill pretty hard in the 3rd. Just the volume went down. I can't see this. I can't see her having a chance to stand for so long as the fight goes on. I think Andrade would be smart to just get her down and wipe her out. And then I don't care if it's a KO or sub. I agree with you. I don't really see the sub here. I don't think Andrade, unless it's like she's giving her back to like avoid getting punched in the face a bunch, like the traditional club and sub here.
Yeah.
I think Andrade can. I mean, she might spike her with she might give her a body slam, get a second like body slam.
I was just thinking of that too.
But that's plus 700, so that's where I'm at. Is there anything else you like that's on top of that?
Nah, I don't think I could beat that. Not here.
All right. Well, we have come to the end of the show, and I am going to recap the crazy bets. I will post all of these on Twitter in the morning when I put out my usual action. I'll post everything from the show so that you guys have them. Because some of these are crazy props. I imagine a lot of them aren't going to really move too much, but if you'd like to get them in tonight, that's fine. So from first prelim to last, Mike just wipes me out off the jump with the Jackson sub at plus 3,500. I have to admit it's kind of interesting. And Barry's losses by sub, so I don't know. I mean, small play. Lynn's round 2 KO plus 900 was as high as it went there. I think we both agreed that Lynn's was the side. We're both on the KO prop. I just think, again, like I said before, maybe it takes a little time for Lynn's to get going. Preston Parsons round 1 sub plus 380. We covered that a little bit. That's his win condition, and he's a round 1 finisher. Richie Lang round 2 plus 500. We both said that one at the same time. That seems like a really weird popular bet this week. So good luck us with that.
The Twitter bet.
The Twitter, it's the Preston, it's the Parker Porter
sub.
Fucking Parker. We don't say his name in our company. We try not to say his name in our channel. I like that he's facing Jilton Almeida, by the way. I could not be happier to see that fight. And I'm taking Almeida sub. Like, I'm taking it.
You got it.
Even though we are both really on the Tyson Pedro side here, Ike round 1 KO at 20-1 has a little bit of appeal. It is an interesting play that my co-host has made, and I don't know if I'll get there. I can't say I'm going to get there on this one because
Ike had Marcin hurt in round 1. when they fought.
But Marson's so bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, not that that means anything really.
Marson here too. I mean, like, we both like the Grant Sergey fight. Contest go to end in split decision. Seems to be Grant's thing. And we're getting pretty good odds at the plus 500. We're both on the Jordan Wright. You want to talk about a Twitter play? Jordan Wright round 1 KO is maybe the premier MMA Twitter play this week. That's 7-1. If you got it earlier in the week, good for you, man. It was 10-1 at one point. I missed the value there, but I still think 7-1 is pretty good for his only way to really win this
For
fight.
sure.
We're both insane taking the Charles Jourdain Lando Venata draw. It could be found anywhere from 50-1 to 65-1, depending on your book. Most have it at 65. DraftKings sucks. It's 50-1. All their draws. I didn't even check. I just assume it's 50-1 because like all of them are. We went a little, then we followed that up with a really conservative Romanov round 1 sub, 115, just not a lot of value. I'm shocked that it's only minus 115. I'm
going to bet that as soon as we get off of here.
I'm stunned that I mean,
and it's been going up. It opened at minus 125 and now it's minus 115.
I wrote down round 1 sub. I mean, I think we're both going to probably play that, but like just the sub itself is crazy that it's minus 115. Macie Barber round 3 knockout at 15-1. You liked her in the distance. You like the KO. I'm just got to have a good round 3 prop, and
I have my round 3 sprinkles.
The Puelas sub is plus 400. We're both on Puelas side, even though like it's gonna break my heart. Like I don't really want to do it, and then we are on. And I'm going to say your bet here, too. The Andrade fight to end in a KO, which I think is like a great value spot I somehow didn't see. It's great value at almost even money. What do you have? Minus 115, 110?
Minus 110 I saw. I'm looking for it now, and now I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Either fighter wins by KO, TKO.
Tremendous value. And then I'm going with the round 3, round 4 KO for Andrade at plus 700. Mike, we made it. We made the debut show. We got everybody out of here in under an hour, which always makes me happy. Monk and I, our show goes an hour and 15 minutes every single week. Doesn't matter how many fights are on the card. I look at the clock at the end. I'm like, how are we landing on the exact same time? So nice to show us on an hour and 15 minutes. Talk to the people. Tell them your schedule, when you put out content, and anything else you want to tell them.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for watching, guys. It's dope to be on here for the first time. Like I said in the beginning, I do 2 shows a week on my own. I do a UFC breakdown on Tuesdays. Time varies a little bit, but it's usually around 8 to 9 o'clock p.m. And then on Wednesdays, I do my fantasy show. We cover Prize Picks and DraftKings. I wouldn't say I'm as good with DraftKings as, Monk and the other fellas on here are, but I do think I'm pretty good at Prize Picks. So, tune in and check it out.
I wish we could have Prize Picks in PA, man. I don't know. State to state stuff so stupid. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, really appreciate it. We know it's like late Friday night. And this will be a regular show going forward. Like, if Mike will have me. I mean,
absolutely. This was fun.
I'm just the fool programmer that Brady lets on the channel. I get the keys. I get the keys to the car once a week, and he lets me do whatever I want. So, guys, have a great night. Good luck on your bets for the fights tomorrow. And I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And enjoy the card, man. It'll still be fun. Have a great night, guys.
Peace out.